so welcome friends. Today I will take you to a lot of distractions, but it's worth to know because I'm gonna share with you a lot of techniques inside After Effects. You can use these functions as visual effects for your movies or videos, or even intro for your gaming channel. You can also use these effects in creating logo and title animations. So guys, we're gonna take a look at what we are gonna be creating today.
Let me start by creating a new composition, and I will name it Laser Blast. 1920 by 1080p, 30 frames per second and 5 seconds duration. The background is black and click OK. I will grab the text tool and I will type gamer. I'm using NFL Red Zone font at 131 size pixels, and I will center it, and then I will adjust the height. Recompose this one and I will name it text. Move all the attributes and click OK, and I will go to layer styles, inner glow, and open inner glow. Make the blend mode from screen to normal, from white black. The technique must be precise, and then the size must be 8. And go to layer, recompose. I will name it bevel profile. Move all the attributes and click OK. And I will go to layer, new solid, and the color is 50% gray. I will click OK, and I will go to effects and preset, stylize, and I will go glass. Make the surface open, change this bump map to bevel profile, softness 0, and the displacement map 0. Drag it down. If you can't see this track map, toggle the switches here. So I will make this one alpha, and then go back to light. Make this light AE lights. A new layer, create a light. I will put it on top and then duplicate it, then duplicate it again. So we have 3 lights that we're gonna have to use. I will first solo this one, open the intensity, and I will make this 143. Open the transform and move it this way, higher a bit. Solo the second light and open the intensity and make this 61%, and open the position, move it this way and unsolo it. Open the third one, the light intensity option. I will change it to -32, and then I will open the transform and move it on the right side. Change a bit the location of the second one. I think that's good enough. Close it. I will just go back to third light, and I will click T for intensity because it's too dark. Change it to -3 so that it's lighter on this side here. Lock this one. Open the bevel profile. Put this on this side so we can see the other one. To layer, create a new solid, and I will name it hex. I will go to effects, go to stylize, and find CC hex style. I will make the radius 10 and the opacity 5. I will also go to effects and preset, find channel, and click this invert. Change the channel to alpha. I will enable the transparency switch. I will delete this one and go back to the text, and will change the layer styles from single color to gradient. Exchange the white to dark, and I will click OK and change the single color to gradient. What I'm gonna do next is add some texture in it. Click assets, drop down the cement, and go to effects and preset. Just go to color correction, curves, because this is very noisy. Drop this down, drag it up, make a little bit of texture in it, and let's enable the transparency switch. Now you can see here that there's a little bit of texture added. Go back to laser blast and open project. Again, drop down the cement here, your timeline, turn on the transparency switch, and then make this overlay. Go to effects and preset, color correction, and then I'll just make this one 80%. Press T on my keyboard for the opacity, and I will change this one to about 65%, and then I will go back to my bevel profile and press this one here, opacity, and I want this only 5%. Change the blending mode to multiply, change this hex opacity to 15. So I will go back to laser blast, pre-compose this one, and I will name it title look, and move all the attributes and click OK, and I will duplicate this one, go to edit, duplicate it, and highlight this one, go to effects and preset, and we will just add a CC radial blur, and I will change this to fading zoom and amount probably -22. Go to effects and preset, I will add color correction curves, change this to alpha, crank the alpha up. First we will enable the transparency so we can see. So this is now the alpha that we made. Crank it up, so probably it's here. Change this again to RGB, just drag it down to make it darker. I think that's good enough. I will pre-compose it again, and I will name it type. Move all the attributes and click OK, and then turn off this transparency. I'm just gonna go to project. I will just add L because I missed the L. So now we will create a slice on our text. Go to layer, create a new solid, and I will name it slice. The width is 1920, but the height is 50 pixels. Click OK. Right away, pre-compose it. I will name it slice comp. I will double click it to open it up, and then highlight it, and then double click this one to create a mask. So the mask is the same size as the composition that we made. What we will do is to go to effect and find roughen edges, and then drop it to our layer and go to expansion mask and set this to about -6 and set the border for about 14, and then scale it up to about 470. Right click my mouse, pre-compose it, and I will name it roughen edges, and I will move all the attribute, and I will click OK. Go back to laser blast, just change the color for this one for probably cyan. Hide this one, go to type, go to effects and preset, find channel, set matte. I will set the matte from none to slice comp, and then uncheck this stretch matte in here, check the invert matte. So now you can see that there is cut there. But the only problem, if we will rotate it, it won't update. So all we have to do, put this back to 0, enable the collapse transformation switch. So now if we will rotate it, it will update right away. You can see in here. So let's go back to 0. Next, we will create a background, create a new solid layer. I will name it BG or background, and then I will make it comp size. Okay, and I will go to effects and preset, generate gradient ramp. I make this linear ramp to radial ramp, and I will move this on this side gray, and this one to dark gray, so that we have a nice background. Move this background bottom, and I will close this one, and I will highlight this type and duplicate it. Select the bottom one, go to effects and preset, and find fast box blur. Change this to 6, iteration is 1. Go to color correction and curves. I will change the RGB to alpha. Crank it up. I will solo this one. I will rename it burn edge. So we are basically eroding this one. So I will highlight it again. Effects and preset, and add set matte. Go to effects and preset, add another set matte. The reason why I add this one here is just to get rid of the overflowing effects in here. Change this one to slice comp, and I will go to effects and preset, color correction, and find tint. Change this color to orange. I will also add fractal noise. Go to effects and preset, noise and grain, and then fractal noise. Put this on top of the tint. Change the brightness to about 20, and then the scale maybe 30. So you look at this right here, there's a little bit of darkness. It seems that we are creating an ember. So now we unsolo this one, close this effects in here, go to your assets and find the rocky edge. This one, just drop it down to your timeline, and then duplicate the type. Click the rocky edge and press P on your keyboard. Probably move it up a bit. Change the track matte to alpha matte. Now you can see that there is already an edge here. So I will highlight these two compositions, duplicate it, press P on my keyboard, and move it down. I'll just move the rocky edge a bit on the left side. And so we have here now the rocky edge. So all we have to do is to highlight these two compositions, When you open the slice comp and press R for the rotation, it will go hand in hand with the slice comp when we rotate it. Look at that. This is very important. I will close this one, bring back to 0. So now we are ready to make our laser. So create a new solid layer, and I will name it Saver. This is a plugin from Video CoPilot that we have to use. But the width is 1200 and the height probably is 600. And I will click OK. And I will right away go to Effects and Preset, go to Video CoPilot and Saver. You can download it for free. I will put the screen so we can see and move this, and this one is here too. Then move this a bit longer or wider. Go to Preset and select Fuel, and I will go to Customize Core. I will put the end size to 0 and make the intensity glow to be more brighter. Click P on your keyboard for the position. Create a keyframe. Slide it over to the left. And then move about 8 frames. And move the laser to the right. This will start to shoot up at 1 second. I will press the Alt and end bracket. Got it. And move this a bit closer here. I will also create a keyframe at the center. And move the laser back a bit. Make sure that it's at the center. Highlight the saber and duplicate it. P for the position. Delete these keyframes and move this here a bit, and then highlight the saber so I can see this point here. Put it on the center. Crank the glow intensity up, pressing my keyboard S and make the scale up. So I'm gonna have to press P for my keyboard, move it backwards a bit, move it down, reset it to default. I will go to render settings and reduce the gamma. I will again go back to the glow intensity and crank this up. Probably reduce just 1 keyframe. When you scrub the playhead, there's an impact happens. So now we want the burn edge to be also at the beginning of the impact, right? So all I have to do is to move my playhead here, press Ctrl and hold, and highlight the rocky image here. Move a bit this one. And press open bracket key, and again open the slice comp by double clicking it. For the roughen edges, press open bracket key and go back to laser blast. So now the result is much better. I will close this one, highlight the 2 sabers, parent these 2 to the slice comp that we have. So now when we rotate the slice, it will update, right? So let's go back this to 0. By creating an expression, we can create a 1 color combination only. So highlight the slice comp and go to Effects and Preset, Expression Control, Color Control. First, I will change the color, this one in here, orange red, and click OK. And I will lock it and go to Burn Edge and open it up. Go to Effects and find tint. You can see in here there's a tint. I'll click this and create an expression. Pick whip and put the color to your color control. Close this and go to saber and open it up and go to Effects, and there's a glow color in here. Alt pick whip and go to color control. Close it again and open the other saber. Go to Effects and Preset, saber, and I'll click this one, pick whip. Color control, and boom. If you want to change the color, we will change everything in here. So we'll just go back to reddish orange. Close this again. I'm gonna add some melting metal in here. So I will first unlock this one, lock this composition, and open bevel profile, hit backslash to open it up and move this on the side, and then go to layer, new, solid, and I will name it burn. 1920 by 256 and click OK. Go to Effects and Preset and find Noise and Grain. I will add fractal noise on it. I will make it dynamic, invert, highlight the burn, create a mask. So I will just create a little mask in here for burn edge. All we have to do is to open the mask, make a feather bed, make this blending mode none. Enable the transparency mode. I will also move this one to the first second duration so that it will be the same with the other ones. I will press the open bracket key and let's see and go back to laser blast. Delete this one, move my blade here, and I will go back to bevel profile and I will press the open bracket key. In order to link this bevel profile to our slice comp, all we have to do is to drag this down, just the size, and go to laser blast and go to slice comp and click your keyboard R and shift P, and also the burn, which is here already, the position and the rotation. So all we have to do is to click the position and pick whip to the position on the slice comp, and then pick whip the rotation. Put this back to where it was, and then move it down a bit, close this one, and go back to laser blast and close also this slice comp. So now we are good. So we will now go to the next by creating shattered particles on our laser blast. So all you have to do is to highlight this type layer, go to edit, duplicate it, enable it, solo, go to effects and control, uncheck this invert math, go to effects and preset, find simulation and CC pixel poly. Click keyboard control and hold it, put your playhead here and change some settings in here. The speed randomness, I want it 100, and the grid spacing, I want it 12. Gravity probably 0.1. So unsolo it. So now we can see that there are particles in here, and we observe that there is force center, which is only the location. We want the direction, because if we want to put this pixel poly point in here, you will see that the particles will shoot everywhere depending on where we want to put our point. So we will go to slice comp, go to effects and preset, and I will create an expression control, point control, and I will rename this one shattered particles. I have to go back to slice comp first, lock this, and then go back to shattered and open it up, go to effects and find this force center in here. So in order to create an expression, all we have to do is to click Alt on our keyboard and hold it, and click the stopwatch on the force center, pick whip, go to point control, close it and go back to slice comp and unlock this one, and go back again to shattered particles, change some settings in here. I want it 100, the gravity is 0.1, force is 100. So I will go back to slice comp, I'll click point control, type to world, open and close parenthesis, value. If we will highlight the point control, we can see that the point is in here, so we have to transfer it, put it on this side so that the particles will shoot on that side. And if we will close this one, click R for the rotation, and we will rotate it and move our playhead here. So you see that the particles are all synced to the rest of the particles in the laser blast. Put this back to 0. If you want to have more particles, all you have to do is to go to edit and duplicate it. Change some settings in here if you want to. I will zoom it so that I have a clear preview on it. I will change the grid spacing to 8. I will change this to 80, and probably the spinning is 2. Highlight shattered particles. Click P for the position. Move it on the left side a bit, and then move it up. If we will play this one, there you can see. So now we will create a particle sparks. Highlight these shattered particles, go to edit and duplicate it. I will go to effects and preset, color correction, find tint. So we want to sync this color to our slice comp and lock the effects in here. Go back to shattered particles 3. I will rename it particle sparks. Highlight it again and open it up. Go to effects, tint, map Y2, click Alt on our keyboard and hold it to create an expression. Pick whip, move to the color control and close it. So I will unlock this one. We will see here the effect. All I have to do is to zoom it so I can see it clearly, and then I will change some settings in here. Maybe I want the speed randomness to be 100 again, and then I will decrease the force so that there will be randomness. So there is already nice sparks in here. So all I have to do next is to reduce it by going to effects and preset, or maybe here on the effects and preset I will find checkerboard. I will drop it down to my particle sparks, and I will move this checkerboard to the top most of my effects. So I will play around in here to make it lesser. I will change the mode to stencil alpha and close it. So now we can see that the particles spark are reduced. So now I will go to the project and drop down the footage that I have here, particle stream. I will drop it down, make it odd. I want to rotate it by clicking my keyboard R, Shift S. First I'm gonna rotate it this way, and probably I'll just also Shift P for the position, move it down a bit. Probably go to effects and preset, go to color correction, curves, boost the alpha channel. I want to crank it high like that so it's visible. I will also move my playhead here to where the impact happens, and then press open bracket key so that the smoke will occur during the impact. Particle stream is here, so I have to do is to scale it up so that it's bigger, and then the position I will make it on that side. Move it down a bit, probably the opacity, reduce it to about 50%. Let's see. Nice. I will also duplicate this one, put my playhead in here, then scale it up. And then again I will duplicate this one and press position and scale. Move this particle on the left side. Scale it down a bit. So let's try to play it again. Boom, it's nice. So next we will close this one. We have to highlight the three of them, and we will parent this one to our slice comp so that when we rotate the slice comp, this particle stream will follow. If I will highlight the slice comp, press R for the rotation, rotate it, particle stream will follow. Put this back to 0. So go to layer, new adjustment layer, and I will put it below the particle stream. I will rename it force motion blur. I will go to my effects and preset and find force motion blur. I will drop it down to my force motion blur layer. To me, I will just turn it off while I'm working because it renders really very slow. Go to new layer, adjustment layer, rename it glow. So here we will create a glow for our particles. Go to effects and go to channel, find shift channels. And I will set this one here to saturation, and again I will go to effects and preset, go to channel and solid composite. I will change this to black and I will click OK, and I will go to effects and preset again, stylize glow, change the glow threshold lower, and then again I will duplicate it, probably just increase the glow radius, and I will duplicate it again, increase the radius. Go to effects and preset, go to color correction, saturation, go and change to I guess cyan, increase the brightness, and I will go to effects and preset again, color correction, and I will boost the color. Go to curves, crank it up, change this to screen. So now we will create a camera shake. Go to layer again, adjustment layer, and move it up topmost, rename it shape, and then go to effect, precision controls, point control, and then go back to effects and go to distort, find transform, click out and hold on your keyboard and go to transform and click the stopwatch on the position and create an expression. I will just type wiggle, open parenthesis, 7.5 comma, quick whip this one and go to slider and add one more, close parenthesis and close it, and highlight shake and create a keyframe in here. Click the stopwatch slider, go to where the impact happens, click U, and I will type here 50. Move forward my playhead to about here and I will change it to 0. Also, I will add motion tile in here. Go to effects and preset, stylize and motion tile. I will put it on top of all the layers. Make this 125. The output width is also 125. And then check the mirror edges. We'll play it again and let's see what happens. There you go. So we are done with our tutorial for today. I hope guys that you will learn a lot from these techniques. And for those people who subscribe to my channel, thank you very much. And for those who are not, you are very welcome to press the subscribe button and press the notification bell so you will be always updated. And my thoughts for today is that when you fall down, just rise up and be glorified. So thank you guys for watching and see you next time. God bless.